I am Brie, and that is Mitch.
Hello.
And we are Ballroom Breakdown. Mic drop. So today we are going to show you how to do just a basic Latin setup in our arms and our body. So if you haven't already, check out our ballroom position and our tango position, and this is our Latin position. Mitch is going to run through that now with you. We're going to keep it short, sweet, concise, and factual.
So when we take up hold in the Latin, there's a lot of similarities between taking up hold in the standard versus the Latin. Obviously, we're going to have less connection, and the hold is going to be a little bit more compact and a bit more rounded than what we would have in the standard. I'm going to stand with the weight on my left foot. So this is if we were maybe preparing for a cha-cha-cha basic. I have the weight on my left foot. Brie has her weight on her right foot. And so what we're going to do is this hand is going to be about the wrist, about eye level. And then my right hand is going to shoot forward, and Brie's hand is going to just sit behind my shoulder like this. Now, there's no real right or wrong way to dance this. I mean, if I'm too far away from her, this would be wrong, and this would also be wrong. This would be wrong. So we want a little bit of space between us, enough that we can comfortably get this hand down, and it would be in the center. But just with our hold, it's like this. So if we were to change weight, like this, you can see that we are nice and comfortable, and it is very easy. Now we are probably on the brink of being too far apart, so maybe a little bit closer, and we'll just turn around so you can see, and we'll just rock from side to side. So you can see that it's quite harmonious in the rocking action.
And if you have ever watched our last videos, you will notice that I am still on Mitch's right side and he is still on my right side. So we still have our windows.
If we stand completely in front of each other, where you can't see my face now in frame, this is actually what leads people to dance on their partner's toes. Because now if Brie was to take a step straight back with her right foot and I go forward on my left, you can see that my foot is directly in line with hers. Whereas when we are slightly to the side, not only is the space bigger, but now when Brie steps back and I step forward, you can see that my foot is slightly apart from hers. And now on the next step, cha-cha-cha, for example, she steps like this, cha-cha-cha.
Now, another thing I would like you to make note of is that with our hand on the lead's shoulder. So normally in ballroom, we find the little groove here. There's a little V that we can slot our fingers in. In the Latin, we actually bring our hand around to man's outer shoulder. So we're sitting like this, so it's a bit more rounded. And then Mitch will have his hand just on my shoulder blade.
We still have a certain amount of tone in this hold, but it's not to the point where it's overpowering and so rigid that we lose that fluidity in the partner. So the last thing that maybe we could go through, and this kind of leads more into a more advanced position, but you see a lot of Latin dancing done in this position. What's very important is that this wrist is around about hip height and it stays there as much as possible. We don't want it to go up here. We want it to stay here, because if it goes up here, not only do we lose the connection from the hip and our back, but now it goes into the upper body and the torso, and this can negatively affect our posture. So what we want to do is we want to keep it in the center. So you have to imagine like there's a box that it stays in, and it doesn't leave the box. So you can see that it is always, and if we did like a New York or something like that, and then replace, and then we swapped hands, for example, cha-cha-cha, you can see that the distance, or if we did a basic step, this distance, it stays the same the entire time, and that we're not doing this when we dance.
So if you have watched our basic cha-cha video, which is our grade 0, you would see in that video that Mitch leads me to do an underarm turn. So the reason that he would bring his arm up is to go, hey, do an underarm turn. And I go, okie dokie, I'll do that. And then he brings it straight back down to his hip. So a lot of the lead happens from here, and then we get signals like this, or even the spot turn in that video as well.
Peels down.
It peels down.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching this video. So this was a basic Latin position. If you haven't yet, go watch our ballroom position and our tango position. They're both slightly different in their own unique ways, which give them a different characteristic of each dance. So now you can go watch our cha-cha-cha video and, you know, get them hips moving, and hopefully you'll have a bit more stability in your top.
All right.
Subscribe to us.
Subscribe.
Audio Jungle.